You don't prefer?
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
I would say just like English teacher.
Okay,
yeah.
But then how are we going to be famous in Japan?
They already only see half.
You need to think big picture.
Okay.
I want like Godzilla status over there.
It's not happening this year.
Hello everyone! 留学パパです。はい、今日はスペシャル動画です。高校留学を考えている人から日々いろんな質問をいただくんですけれども、実際に留学するとどんな先生がいて、どんな感じで接してくれるんだろう。英語もできないのにめんどくさがらずにちゃんと丁寧に教えてくれるんだろうかっていうような不安を感じている人も多いんじゃないでしょうか。そこで今回はカナダに高校留学中の娘のエリンが新しい企画としてチャレンジしてくれた新企画動画をお届けしたいと思います。海外のことってどれだけ動画や文書でね、お伝えしたとしてもなかなか伝わりにくいんですよね。今回はそんな皆さんの不安や疑問を解消するための新たな取り組みですので、何かヒントにしてもらえたらなというふうに願っています。そして高校留学についての個別の質問や相談は LINE アットの方で受付もしてますよ。それでは楽しんで動画をご覧ください。
はい、皆さんこんにちは、娘のエリンです。今日はですね、いつもと違うシチュエーションで、隣ですね、2人の先生がいます。こちらの先生はですね、私のイングリッシュ11の、担当をしてくれている先生です。で、こちらですね、1学期目に取ったサイコロジー、心理学のですね、担当してくれている先生になります。今日はこの2人の先生にですね、インタビューをしていこうと思います。留学する前にですね、カナダの高校の先生、どんなことを生徒に対して思ってるんだろうかとか、いろんな皆さんの中にある不安とか、そういう心配っていうのをですね、少しでもお助け役に立てたらいいなって思います。では、聞いていこうと思います。I'm so embarrassed. I don't know why.
Why?
I don't know.
You are doing so
You're doing great.
Okay. I'm embarrassed.
Yeah.
How do you feel about international students who don't really have confidence on English?
So I think international students often are too hard on themselves because most people I know only speak one language, and the fact that they have the courage to learn more than one and come to a foreign country and immerse themselves in the culture takes a lot of courage and a lot of hard work. So the fact that their English skills aren't perfect, they often sort of underestimate how well they are doing.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I also feel like English is a very difficult language to learn. Like if it's not your native language, it often doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
So again, like I agree with Mr. Pucci. I think it takes a lot of courage.
But like I'm taking English 11, but like English 11 is about grammar, like a structure of sentences. Like it's kind of hard to, I don't know, mark or like because it's not like same as like Canadian students.
The grammar and the sentence structure are a big part of it. I mean, that is what helps you kind of make a clear argument or discussion. But if the ideas are there, like the grammar and sentence structure kind of comes second. As long as like I can understand that you have good ideas and a good grasp of, you know, whatever you're trying to write about, that I feel is more important. And then you work on building that, you know, ability to articulate yourself.
It comes with practice like anything else.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes international students are so anxious to want to be fully fluent in a short period of time that they're not patient enough with themselves. And there's a big step between being able to communicate like basically enough to get by and being able to write, you know, an academic paper, right? That's a big gap, and it takes some time and hard work.
Like when you see students who don't really speak English fluently, do you like behave differently to like Canadians, like, or do you behave like I don't know, like do you ignore, or like do you feel like bad about it, like?
I mean, I think I treat them differently, but I like to think that I treat most of my students differently from each other and try to meet them where they are when they come to me. There are a range of different student levels of comfort and preparedness that they have as they come into my class. So I guess the answer is yes, but not because they're international students, just trying to figure out kind of where they are and what they need from me.
Because who they are.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, sounds good.
Yeah, everybody's at a different starting point.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes it's problematic to say like everybody should be at a certain grade level. Everybody has a different level of ability and understanding.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's so many, like for English, for example, there's so many different kind of areas that we assess, like communication and understanding, or right, and the ability to again share your thoughts in a clear and concise way is something that everybody needs to work on.
Yeah, sounds good. What is the difference between Canadian student and like Japanese student? Like it's including like behavior or like how they talk or.
Well, I think there are always cultural differences, right?
Do you feel any difference?
For sure, I think there's a difference.
Yeah.
Like I would say that like, eager to learn, like they want to learn, and primarily because there's that language barrier that there's more for them to do. So they, I don't know, for the most part tend to be like more academically driven. And then of course there are cultural differences too. I mean, in my personal experience, Japanese students have always been very kind and respectful and like
have you had Japanese student except me?
Yeah.
Okay, like in the past few years. Okay. How do you feel about the difference between Japanese student and Canadian student?
I think
psychologically, right?
I think one thing that I would notice if I were to pick one thing is that teachers are sort of held in higher regard, I think, in Japan than they are here. And so there's sort of a different level of respect and deference that's given by Japanese students. Oh yeah, that's just something I noticed. And then I would say the work ethic, right? And I think that's true of all international students, or almost all international students when they come here is, I mean, they have so much more to learn and they just, really focus and apply themselves more than, native English speakers tend to. Overall.
So you don't really hesitate having international student in your class, or
no.
You don't feel weird or uncomfortable having student international student.
Not uncomfortable at all. Like Mr. Kluchi said, every student is different. Like you have different relationships with every single student based on what their individual needs are. I love having international students. I like learning about different cultures and. I've had students bring me snacks before.
Yeah, food's always
good.
Awesome.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, we wish we could this year.
Next year.
No, next year maybe.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
So for Japanese people who will be here in Canada, what is the things you like the most about Canada? Food or culture, or anything you feel like.
I mean specifically Maple Ridge, I would say. I love that there's so much to do outdoors. The environment here is wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful country. I like the diversity that we have here and value that a lot. And I think there's just sort of a lot to do, and the climate is really good where we live here.
Yeah, exactly.
I couldn't really imagine living anywhere better that way.
We say this though as we're heading into a record-breaking heat wave.
Yes.
But it's better than Japan, of course.
Yeah.
The humidity is crazy in Japan.
Is it?
Yeah, 80 or something
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I will miss living here. Yeah, definitely. はい、こんな感じでですね、短い時間だったんですけどインタビューさせていただきました。すごくね、来年もですね、多分サイコロジー12を取ろうと思っているのでお世話になる先生かなって思います。で、イングリッシュ12はまだどういう感じでスケジュールが組まれるかわからないんですけど、運が良ければ、この先生、同じ先生で、クラス取れたらいいなって思います。
この動画がいいなって思った人は、いいねボタンとチャンネル登録をお願いします。そして LINE アットに登録していただくと、皆さんからの個別のご質問やご相談に、留学パパが直接無料でお答えしています。メッセージをいただくときには、できる限り質問だけじゃなくて、皆さんの今の状況が僕に分かるように送っていただけると、僕の方でもより具体的なアドバイスができるかと思います。ぜひご協力ください。それでは次回も楽しみにしててくださいね。See you next time!